present We Are Idol. Let's go! Let's go!
어서 와. 방탄은 처음이지?
What's going on, Army? This is your boy Martin, aka Level, here, back today with another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back today after I was lucky enough to secure BTS tickets, so your boy will be in Arlington August 16th on day 2 to see BTS live in concert at the Dallas Cowboy AT&T Stadium. Now, I'm happy to see that a lot of you were able to get tickets, but unfortunately, there were some of you who were not able to get tickets. This video is going to go over some of my questions, concerns, and or personal opinions and thoughts about some of the things that I've seen after being able to get my hands on BTS tickets. And where it mainly starts here, the big problem that Army is facing right now, for those of you who were not able to get tickets, is the unbelievable resale prices. Let's just start with Las Vegas, right? Let's pick a Saturday, Sunday. You know those days are going to be busy. But how about a random Wednesday in Las Vegas? What are those resale prices looking like? I personally got my tickets for about $598, and that was 2 tickets. And for like an additional, I think it was like 50, 60 bucks. So around 650 bucks for parking and both tickets, and including taxes and fees included in that. And you click on a random location like Las Vegas, where you'll go to see the boys on Wednesday, May 27th. I've been in the Dallas Cowboy Stadium before, and so I do feel like I got pretty good seats. I will probably post a picture right here of what my view is supposed to look like while I am there. And then you come somewhere like this and you see a lot of the stadium actually going for resale right now. Now, personally, if I were you and you were interested in buying resale tickets, I would try to get them on SeatGeek or Ticketmaster. I've never used StubHub or any of the other third parties, so I probably wouldn't go down that route. And I've seen a lot of people actually post of their horrible experiences with using like StubHub and or all the other different, because there's tons of apps that you can use to buy tickets. I would use SeatGeek or Ticketmaster. If you're going to go to Arlington, I probably would use SeatGeek because it's the official place for buying tickets for AT&T Stadium for Wednesday, May 27th at 8 p.m. in Las Vegas. What are you expected to find regarding resale prices? First of all, a lot of the stadium being for resale is absolutely crazy. First of all, that should go ahead and tell you, in my opinion, that a lot of bots and or scalpers managed to get their hands on tickets. This upsets me because where a lot more armies that didn't get tickets should have gotten tickets, instead armies who weren't able to get tickets lost the battle. So unfortunately, people who were only seeing BTS's World Tour as a get-rich-quick scheme, because no way, shape, or form should one ticket for right here by the stage be $2,878. Now, don't get me wrong, this view right here is absolutely priceless. But to the average Joe, the average person, the average army is not ready to drop almost $3,000 before taxes and fees on a seat this close to the stage on any given day. The normal average army is not able to do that. What is also stupid is the way that some of these scalpers price their tickets. For instance, right here up on the stage is $2,878, but for some damn reason, about 8 to 9 rows behind you is worth more at double the value at $4,150. And some of the people might be thinking, well, Martin, that's not a really good example. That's right to the stage. It can be quite expensive. And you're exactly right. So if right here on stage is $2,878, then why is this ticket all the way over here $3,468? Is it because it's a suite? I'm assuming that it is because of where these are and how these boxes look. I'm assuming this is one of, like, I don't know, the press boxes or something like that. Maybe a little bit of a suite. Either way, why would I pay $3,400 for a suite when I can get it for about $500 to $600 less to be right up on stage? This don't make no goddamn sense either. So you can buy seats right here for $257 in the freaking nosebleeds, but somehow on the very next aisle in the next section, you can buy the same seat over here for $543 each. You see it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Each. Not all together for these 4 seats. Each. Why would I pay $543 for this row when 2 rows behind it, which is practically the same view, I can buy this for $363 each? These prices make no sense. And so you might be thinking, well, Martin, this is Las Vegas, right? Everything's expensive there. The food's expensive. Hotels aren't usually bad pricing, but especially around this time when BTS is going to be in town, the prices of the hotels are going to be through the roof. So maybe Vegas isn't a great example. We're going to go over here to May 3rd at the Sun Bowl Stadium in good old El Paso, Texas. And we're going to click on this random Sunday right here, not the Saturday. We're going to go the cheaper date of the Sunday, because to be honest, the more demand would probably be the Saturday than the Sunday. And again, where you see the main freaking problem are the seats that are right on stage, unfortunately. That's where a lot of the get rich quick scheme people are going to be. Unfortunately, they know that Army is so passionate about BTS. We're willing to do anything, go to great lengths and heights to see our boys perform live, especially if it means getting front row seating right up on stage where you're in arm's reach of touching your biased. Maybe he looks you in the eyes, charms you a little bit, tells you he'll treat you some dinner. Maybe this is a dream I had. I don't know. You'll never know. But it happened, okay? And then again, we unfortunately run into the issue of if you would like to sit here right up on stage, for one ticket, it is going to cost you $3,500. And it doesn't make sense. If for some reason you don't like here in row 1, maybe you'll like it 14 rows behind you in row 15, where you don't buy it for $3,500, not even $4,000, but about $4,200 a damn ticket. Again, this is El Paso. This isn't LA. This ain't New York, Florida, Toronto, not even Vegas. This is El Paso, Texas, which is, by the way, is pretty affordable. But I'll tell you what's not affordable. This $4,200 seat right here. Not even to be mean, but this right here, as great as a seat as it is not worth $2,000. This seat is not worth $1,000. This seat in section 22 is not worth $900. Unfortunately, this is an issue that a lot of armies are facing who weren't able to get tickets, is having to buy resale tickets. And before, these numbers, even back here in the nosebleeds, were absolutely ridiculous, where I was seeing the average price at about $600 for even back here. I'm glad to see that they're coming down quite a bit, because this is a bit more realistic. Whether you're in the front all the way up here or in the back, I would just be happy to be there, which means at this point, if I had to buy resale, I would be okay with spending these prices back here. At least I'm there in the venue. This is an experience with the boys' return, their comeback world tour. This is something that I do not want to miss. I would be okay at this point at buying the last seat in the house. I'm just going to be completely honest. The very farthest seat from the stage, I would be okay with at this point if the price is right. And these prices aren't too bad, but they definitely still could be a lot better. I am so sorry that the armies that weren't able to get tickets are having to deal with this issue. I wish so many less scalpers and or bots, because I do feel like even though Ticketmaster and SeatGeek are supposed to prevent bots from being able to get in, I don't believe this was the case, to be honest with you. I think that whatever Ticketmaster and SeatGeek used to eliminate bots from getting tickets, although I do think it's effective, unfortunately, there's no way of being 100% effective. Not only scalpers, but bots are going to find their way in and purchase as many tickets as they can so they can sell at a higher price because they know armies are willing to pay it. Again, the get rich quick scheme that is very unfair, and I apologize to all the armies out there who were not able to get tickets and lost the war, unfortunately, to someone who shouldn't have won. Someone who has the decency to buy a ticket that probably at this seat cost them about $450, maybe $500, and is going to turn around and try to sell it for a little over double the price. Again, this is a major issue, and there has to be some way that somehow we can eliminate this problem moving forward into the future. Whether that's Weverse or the application process and everything that goes into pre-sale, something's got to give. And that's actually a conversation we're going to have here in just a moment. Because The second thing I definitely want to talk about is a couple of the videos that I've seen on TikTok. Now, I know when it comes to BTS, TikTok is not a very reliable source, and trust me, that's not why we're here. I'm here to talk about some of the things in some of the videos that I had saved that I kind of want to discuss with all of you. But however, one of the reasons I think a lot of armies unfortunately had a pretty bad time and made it more difficult for a lot of us to secure tickets was because of all the tutorial videos that you were seeing on TikTok. No disrespect to them. I know that they don't have ill intention when you see creators posting a video that says, let me teach you how to secure your BTS tickets in these 3 steps, or whatever the case may be. And they walk you through the process of creating an account on Weverse, paying for the Army subscription, filling out the application, and pretty much just waiting for the pre-sale to take place. When this happens, I know that these creators are trying to reach out to the armies out there, like myself at one point, that were a little bit misunderstood about how Weverse and everything works. But when this happens, you also are attracting those who have no interest in BTS or wanting to support them through Weverse, but want to be able to take place in this pre-sale event that is for armies only because they are signed up through an army membership and did the application, just for those people to turn around and sell, again, these tickets at resale for ridiculous prices. And boy, oh boy, did I see so many videos of this. And again, it's nothing against all of you content creators out there who are trying to help out fellow armies. It's just, unfortunately, when you try to attract one group, especially when it comes to BTS, when you try to attract all the love and people who support BTS, you're going to unfortunately attract all the people that don't like BTS or are going to use them for their own benefit and try to get rich quickly off of them. Now, a way that I think we can counter this issue, and I'm going to be real honest with you, and I want to know your guys' opinion on this. What if instead of being able to sign up on Weverse, buy an army membership, and fill out the application just like that, imagine if Weverse did this. In order to take place in the pre-sale, you had to have had an army membership for at least 1 year. At that point, I think you see a little bit less scalpers than we probably saw now. I think you see a lot more armies being able to grab tickets and get a hold of tickets, because we eliminate some of the issue of people who are just like, I'm going to buy the tickets and just resell them so I can make a quick buck. Again, there was nothing holding these people back. Creating a Weverse account, buying an easy $10, $15, $20 membership, filling out the application process, and pretty much just waiting to see if I can get my hands on some pre-sale tickets. Again, I know that you can't always eliminate them, but we can maybe decrease the issue just a little bit. How would you guys have felt if Weverse had done this? Now, I know there are a lot of new armies, especially once BTS just got out of the military back in June of last year, that maybe haven't hit a full year yet. And that's where I can see the issue taking place for people who actually maybe do care about BTS and are new baby armies coming into the army community. They're unfortunately having to take a hit if Weverse had chose to go with that option of having an army membership for at least 1 year in order to fill out the application and take place in the pre-sale event. Again, you guys let me know. I'm curious how you feel if like they were to do something like that. Now, by any means, I'm not calling out this woman, but I did want to show this video because I thought this was a very interesting topic. And in this corner over here, you can see the girl's like TikTok. If you want to, definitely go follow her. I'm not bashing her by any reason. I'm just wanting to comment on this video that I had seen and I had saved to discuss with you guys.
You know, I think BTS would be really disappointed to see that their fans are judging other fans for wanting to see them more than once. Because what kind of question is this? I get to spend my hard-earned money on what I want. Everyone had the same chance to get tickets. I so happened to finally get lucky and get general sale tickets to both days. And somehow I'm being greedy and it's unfair for other fans. It's laughable, really. Y'all are so bitter. It's crazy. I hope y'all are able to get tickets for resale or whatever. But coming onto people's pages and leaving comments like this, bad vibes. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Martin, how do you feel about people who buy multiple days to see BTS? Do you feel like this eliminates and or decreases the chances of another army being able to see BTS because another fellow army and or fan decided to buy more than one day? Well, I think there are multiple ways that you can look at this, but let me first say on what this woman addressed. She bought her tickets on the general ticket day sale. Wasn't the pre-sale. She said she bought them on the general event where anybody can come in and buy the tickets. I've had lots of subscribers in the past who have said, Martin, I got to see Jin on day 1 and day 2. Martin, I've got to see BTS on day 1, day 2, and day 3. Honestly, I agree with her in a sense of it is fair game. I hate the fact based off this comment that maybe this fan wasn't able to get tickets. Maybe she is an ARMY and is upset and unfortunately just made a comment like this on this girl's page. I hate that the fact that we all can't go see BTS. I can't wait for the day that I have enough money and or financially stable enough to buy extra tickets to invite subscribers to come watch the shows with me. I look forward to the day I can pay for someone's BTS ticket. But if what she's saying is true and she bought these on the general day sales or the general event, then unfortunately for this girl, yeah, it's all fair and game. Honestly, once you're in the queue, we're all thrown into a random number. Some of the biggest fans of BTS were unable to get tickets because unfortunately they were like 80,000th in line. And then you have somebody who maybe has been a fan for like 3 weeks who probably got number 20 in line. It's luck of the draw, unfortunately. And again, this is an issue that we face all as fans of BTS who want to go see them in concert. Multiple people want multiple different days. This isn't something that I think every fan should be limited to just one day. Some people have the ability to see BTS on multiple days because they financially can't afford it. I'm at that point, I cannot. But trust me, even if I could have had the chance to see them in Vegas and in Arlington, oh, bet your booty I'd have bought them tickets. Seeing BTS once isn't something I had in my bucket list. I want to see them as many times as possible. As amazing as the experience was to see Jin in person, that sense of euphoria and, no pun intended, and that feeling I got of seeing Jin, I would want to experience 1,000 times again. If I have the ability to buy several tickets for several days, I'm gonna do it, unfortunately. Again, this isn't like the pre-sale event and she went absolutely bonkers. This was on the general admission day. Like she bought multiple tickets on a day where anybody can go and if you're lucky enough to buy tickets. And she was obviously lucky enough to get multiple days. But again, I'm curious, and all love, no hate on this channel. Level Up family, I want to know how you feel about people who buy multiple days. I personally don't see the problem with it. I can sort of see this girl's opinion if she wasn't able to get tickets because maybe she feels like she had a less of a chance because somebody else had gotten multiple days. But again, it's luck of the draw. We all had the same chance, and unfortunately, her luck was just a lot higher that day, but I personally don't see the problem with it. I saved this video. Again, I'm not trying to bash this girl up here by any reason. She's actually being very informative on how she has had so much success with buying tickets that maybe you guys can use in the future. I don't know. For those of you who weren't able to get tickets, or maybe you just have never had luck buying tickets, I hope this video finds you. However, this might be a bad idea because this may eliminate or decrease my chances of getting tickets, but I thought this would help some of y'all maybe in the future. But she talks about how exactly Ticketmaster works, and I guess how she figured out how she cracked the code on how to get tickets. Again, I want us to watch this video. I might have some comments at the end, but I definitely want to hear your comments down below.
I bought 18 tickets to see BTS in concert. 9 of them were VIP, 7 of them were floor seats. This is how Ticketmaster works. My friend group had 7 different accounts across 3 different locations with different devices. 12 out of 18 tickets were purchased by one account. Ticketmaster's one job is to take
That's crazy. That many tickets from one account is absolutely crazy.
100,000 people, figure out who the fans are and who the bots are. There is no quick way to get through that many people, so instead they put you in a group and they send you one group at a time. For the purposes of this video, we're going to say the categories are green, meaning you're a real fan, yellow, meaning you're a little sus, and red, meaning you might be a bot. My whole theory that Ticketmaster is scanning your account to see if you're real or not is rooted in the fact that every account type, no matter where we were logged in, it took about 20 to 35 seconds for you to go from the waiting room to the queue, which tells me it's not about refreshing or Wi-Fi speed or even your device. It is a systematic process that just takes, on average, 20 to 35 seconds.
If this is true, this is a problem, because we have to be on our game. We have to be top notch, making sure our Wi-Fi speeds are up to date, making sure you can refresh enough to get into the waiting room so that you can put in all your army information so that you can be put into the queue or whatever the case may be. Because remember, on SeatGeek, you had to actually put in your email and your army membership before you could even enter the queue, which I didn't mention in the last video, but I actually really like. However, if you're trying to move as fast as you can, refresh to make sure you're not missing the waiting room or whatever the case may be, for people being on edge, just making sure that their internet doesn't go down or that they don't miss something and they are moving like this. I saw lots of TikTok videos where, yes, Ticketmaster had detected that your behavior's a little sus and you're a bot and or we're kicking you out. And this is a problem because this is the kind of behavior we have to almost be on. There's a reason why this was a ticket war. This wasn't a general just happy-go-lucky day where anybody can be like, oh, I want to go see BTS, let me buy a ticket. We all were on the edge of our seats. We all were a little bit crazy that day, and we all were moving a little bit hectic. So because of this, if Ticketmaster, if they detect maybe even the slightest weird activity, because we almost have to be like this, you're going to get put in the back of the line. That kind of sucks. But Ticketmaster and SeatGeek, did y'all not see that I saw Jin just last year? I promise I'm a fan. Maybe they have the link to my YouTube channel. Why was I put in the very back? Why did it take me an hour and a half to even get into the room to buy tickets? I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, and or it must be because she cracked the code because she got like 18 tickets for 3 different days, that's crazy. I would have never thought that.
I'm a firm believer that Wi-Fi speed and device type doesn't matter because 2 people that used our good account had high-end gaming PCs as well as high-speed internet, and 1 person who used a good account had average internet and an average gaming PC, and they were still able to get in super early.
Now, I don't think this is totally wrong. I don't think this is totally true either. I do think Wi-Fi speed does play a little bit of a part. You're definitely going to need a good Wi-Fi connection, a really good Wi-Fi connection, because the last thing you want to be is moving at a slow rate. Like when you do select your tickets, you want to quickly be able to go to checkout, click the checkout button, get put into checkout so that you can check out. With a slower speed, by the time you get into the checkout, those tickets may have already been purchased, and now you're being sent back to the screen to pick additional seats because the ones you just tried to get are now gone, because that person had a quicker Wi-Fi connection. Now, I kind of agree with her in the sense of maybe it doesn't get you into the room to buy tickets quicker because you have a better Wi-Fi connection. However, I do think the Wi-Fi connection plays a part when it's time for checkout and all the additional crap.
Being said, I did notice that if you did not refresh 5 seconds past the hour, you are more likely to end up in the back of whatever group Ticketmaster assigned your account to. Another thing that makes me believe that Ticketmaster is scanning for bot activity is the Chicago incident. During Chicago's first pre-sale, so many accounts were being flagged for suspicious activity.
Yeah.
I had a whole other group of friends that was having that issue, and I also had it on one of my bad accounts. I think it's because Chicago was getting such a vast amount of people from the Midwest as well as East Coast and Southern people that couldn't make it to the other shows. So the system crashed out doing what it was supposed to do, which is flagging for bots. This video is getting long, so I'm gonna work on a part 2. I bought 8.
If you want to go see part 2, make sure to go check her out. Again, her TikTok will be right over here. Again, I wasn't bashing her for any reason. She's obviously cracked the code, and so use this information if you will, if you didn't quite understand prior to how maybe Ticketmaster and SeatGeek works. For Ticketmaster, maybe this will help you moving forward. But I just kind of wanted to show this video and kind of piggyback off of it a little bit. Now, I have to address one more topic before we go. And again, I don't mean any ill intention behind this. It's just I'm trying to understand and I'm not able to, because the amount of posts that I'm seeing, and again, I have this person's TikTok. Hopefully, I don't see it anywhere on here. I have this person's TikTok blocked for a reason because again, I'm not trying to call them out specifically. I want to address this other issue. The amount of posts that I am seeing from people who are like, I'm selling my BTS tickets, I would just rather not go. Or I'm selling my BTS tickets, it's a lot more inconvenient for me to go than I expected. Here's the problem that I have is if there was ever a point where you knew you couldn't go, why would you even try to get tickets? And again, when this happens, you're just preventing another army who possibly can go to be able to get tickets so that they can go. And it's not just this person. Again, I'm not calling out this one individually. The amount of posts that I'm seeing is ridiculous. I mean, I've had to at least seen since the pre-sale tickets, I've probably seen at least 100 videos of people who are saying, I bought tickets, don't feel like going anymore. Or I bought tickets and yada, yada, yada for whatever the reason. I'm selling my tickets because I financially can't afford them. Like, don't put yourself in a bad situation, whether you can't get off work, you have something else planned around that time, or you knew you were just not gonna go. Why would you buy tickets still? Again, I'm not calling anybody out specific, and I probably sound like a major jerk. I just think like these tickets could have gone to somebody who was gonna be able to go, who really wanted to go and wasn't gonna back out. You know what I'm saying? So although I do appreciate anybody who is selling their tickets, who are selling them at face value, like at normal price of what they bought it for, because again, the resale ticket prices are absolutely ridiculous. But I don't know. Like, I don't mean to be a stickler, and I don't mean to be a jerk or a stickler, and I hope I don't come off that way, because that's the last thing I want you guys to see me as and or think of me differently. It's just, if you knew you weren't going to be able to go, why would you still buy the tickets? Am I wrong for thinking this way? Again, you guys let me know in the comment section. I mean, I guess they could have bought the tickets and maybe try to find a way to go, and then later figured out that, oh, there is no way I'm going to be able to go. I don't know. I guess if there's hope that you might be able to, even if it's super small, even if the chance is very little, at like maybe 2% of you being able to go, I guess I would maybe still take that chance too. I don't know, but the amount of videos that I'm seeing about people who are selling their tickets because they knew they weren't going to be able to go, but still bought tickets anyway, it's crazy, bro. It is absolutely crazy. But again, leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'm very curious to see what all of you have to say. Do me a big favor. That's going to go to you right there. Go ahead and hit that like button. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, as all these things help with the channel moving forward. And until next time, peace.